I am testing.
Perfect. Drax? Wow, I need to turn him way up.
What's up?
One more time.
One more what?
There we go. Perfect.
Am I better now?
We are good.
Oh, guys, Zach Porter's live. I'm going to watch that instead.
Okay. Is it live?
I got the notification.
Okay, so now we just need to wait to make sure that it's running.
Oh man, I tried to do this at Zach's on his fucking TV. That was the fucking worst. Am I better now? I'm so glad I'm back here on my monitors.
Oh, yeah, playing. Yeah, no kidding. We are good. Okay, yep, looks good to me. Alright, I'm ready. Sorry, Kazan.
No problem.
Why does it look like I have so much more space? What the hell?
What's that?
I just feel like I have more than usual space. Kind of odd.
Oh, what color should I use?
Green.
Green sounds good.
Just to challenge you.
Marble green it is.
Sweet. Join game. Software Tiny Wizard. Did either of you guys read Wheel of Time? Kazan Kai?
I have not.
I've tried twice.
Because they're finally making a TV show.
Oh, cool.
Me and Drax are pretty stoked.
You have no idea.
Are you in, Hein?
Loading. Just waiting to see my character. El Tadrino. There he is. M. Catherico.
Man, I'm getting up there in spells.
Okay.
I have like
So, 2 days ago, a fireball ripped through Troll Skull Alley, killing 12 people, including Vivi, a beloved
That was
tailor,
2
a beloved
days
local.
ago? Fuck.
It was 2 days ago. Danica Fiddlewick, a young halfling girl who works in your tavern, was the only survivor to be caught in the blast. Her older brother Kelso asked if they could take some time off to tend to Danica, and said they would be back the day after Trolltide. You can close these pictures when you're ready. Last night, during the festivities of Trolltide, you fought alongside a number of your friends and allies against an onslaught by the Xanathar Guild. You were warned the attacks in every ward across the city, but Troll Skull Alley was the primary target for reasons unknown. You were aided by Yagra Stonefist, who was a bodyguard for the locals in Tarim, the Heart Warder, Lorelei Lynn, a member of Force Grey, Maloon War Dragon, and the Bard last night, Matron Three Strings Mareg. Together, you successfully fended off an attack where you were outnumbered by goblins, bugbears, and other goons of the Xanathar Guild, including no fewer than 3 trolls. Unfortunately, Yager Stonefist was killed
Did not happen.
by trolls. Despite the efforts of both Matrim and Todrin, she was unable to be revived. Thanks to the bravery of you and your allies, Yagra was the only person to die in Troll Skull Alley during the attack,
Oh, come
aside
on.
from the members of the Xanathar Guild who were involved. During the fighting, 2 drow mysteriously appeared on the nearby rooftop and began firing on the trolls, both in the streets below and through the windows of your manor. Their clothes, armor, and smoke powder weapons were almost identical to those of another drow that you fought and killed about a month ago, who is believed to be responsible for a string of killings in the dock ward. These 2 drow, however, never fired on you. In fact, others may have died without their unexpected assistance. During the chaos, Nazca Urgray, the one-armed dwarven enforcer of the Xanathar Guild, fired his crossbow at Bartholomew and Margaster from the rooftops above. Despite having the element of surprise and a clear shot, he missed with a 7 and a 9. When the tide of the battle turned, Nazca fled across the rooftops and escaped.
It might help if he was physically capable of turning his head in either direction, but that fucking neck. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
All right, you guys feel free to close those when you're ready. So, a chilled wind gusts through the shattered windows of your manor. You can still smell the scent of gunpowder in the air. Smoke powder in the air, excuse me. The restless taverns, tables, and chairs have been scattered and upturned in the fighting, and the wood floors are soaked with blood. You're standing over the bodies of multiple goblins and bugbears, as well as your half-orc friend, Yagra Stonefist. All right, you guys feel
Outside,
free
a
to close.
low-hanging
Fog remains. The full moon lights up the alley well enough that you can see people who have begun to come out of hiding for a glimpse of the carnage that took place in the streets. The city watch has begun cordoning off Troll Skull Alley for the second time in 3 days.
Yeah.
On you guys.
Okay, I just noticed in Yagra's original picture, she's wearing like a necklace with a red medallion on it.
That's how they do.
It's the Zentarum flying snake.
Is she still wearing that?
Yes.
In death.
I just want to reach out and snap that chain and pocket that.
All right. I'm gonna make you a thing for that here.
And then I'm still kneeling next to her. I rip off my cloak and just drape it over her. I'm just gonna keep kneeling there for the time being.
What was I doing again?
Standing
I was
next to us.
upstairs.
No, you were standing next to us. You had just finished telling me
No, I
that.
did something before all this
You were
happened.
going to, and I said let's wait till next time.
Oh, you wanted to see what
But
the little
yeah.
birds were stealing upstairs.
That's right.
Yeah. If you want to do that, go ahead now.
Oh well, this is more important. I'm standing here.
Okay.
I'm very
So-
sorry, Taldrin.
I'll just nod.
Maloon's sitting at the other end of the bar, just kind of quiet to himself after he kind of got chided a little bit. And he says, sorry about what I said. It was out of line.
I'll look up at him. No hard feelings. No hard feelings.
Lorelei puts a hand on your shoulder and says, Todrin, I'm sorry to do this, but I really have to go to the temple. I have to make sure things are okay there.
Right. I imagine I can't leave for the time being, but I'll be. What time is it?
We're
Late night, right?
10:30 at night. It's not midnight yet. But
I'll be over there tomorrow. Look for me.
she nods and she's, I'm so sorry.
Thank you for being here, Lorelei.
All right, and she walks out the door, and at this point, you guys can see out the window there are City Watch constables that are trying to keep the crowd under control and working on handling the situation outside. You also see there is one of those spectral trolls that you saw before that is just stalking up and down the alley, and they are doing everything they can to keep people back from it. But it doesn't appear to be attacking anyone. It's just slowly moving down the alley.
Crazy.
It looks like it's looking for something.
Kind of looks like that might be the case. I'm going to pull up the alley map here and so you guys see where it is. It is just right in front of your alley. You can see it through the broken windows on the west side of the tap room, and it's currently moving south towards the middle of the. You guys didn't do anything?
I'm just waiting, just kneeling there
Okay.
waiting.
So, as you do, the city guard, or excuse me, city watch, 3 constables and a captain come up to the front door, and they just start asking questions. Like, what happened here? What's going on? Who is this? Looking down at Yagra, and rather than draw this out for an extended period, we've done the questioning phase of this before, so I'm just going to tell you. Barnabas and Saith come by again tonight, and they question everyone. You guys, and they take the Maloon aside for a while, and they take Oscar. They'll take you to the side. They'll take Matrum and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you're essentially detained for the remainder of the night, and during the investigation, they tell you the following: that the Xanathar Guild did, in fact, this attack took place in every ward of the city, and reports are still coming in from the other wards, but it's clear that the attack on Troll Skull Alley was the largest by far. Barnabas
Okay. Well, that's
believes
good to know.
that the trolls were brought to Troll Skull Alley with the use of a polymorph spell, where they were placed into glass jars that were thrown and shattered. There's evidence of that upstairs on your second floor, where there's a glass jar, and Lorelei would have told you that before she left, that she did not see the troll at all, and then suddenly it was just there.
Troll
So,
grenades. That's
troll,
fucking awesome.
yeah.
Wow.
Suddenly trolls.
Bart, you're pretty sure this would have required multiple mages to do, or
Oh
one
yeah.
really powerful one.
Mm-hmm.
Yagra Stonefist was the only victim of the attack on Troll Skull Alley, aside from the members of the Xanathar Guild. All in all, throughout the entire night, only 3 people were killed in what is being called in the newspapers the next day the Trolltide Slaughter. Yagra in the North Ward, a City Watch constable was killed in the Trade Ward, and a sailor was killed in the Dock Ward, and that's all.
One sailor.
One sailor.
Interesting.
The symbol of the Xanathar Guild was painted on walls and carved into doors in every ward of the city, though.
Xanathar symbol.
So now we're going to get back to what you were going to do, Bart. And I apologize, I kind of skipped over this. So when you go upstairs, you find evidence that they have tossed your rooms, all of your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the Barnabas's deduction, they were looking for something, and he can only assume they were looking for the Stone of Golor, and they
Interesting.
believe you have it. This is he's saying the Xanathar Guild thinks you have it. He does not. He knows you don't.
Right.
And the only thing that really remains unclear at the end of the night is who were the Drow, and why did they help?
That's a good question.
So again, they keep the cordon up for the rest of the night. You guys can get a long rest. And the only other thing is you're told that Nazca Urgray, there will now be a bounty on him. He's wanted for questioning. It's not like they want him dead or alive. He's just wanted for questioning. If found guilty, he could face up to 10 years in 10 years of hard labor for attempting to kill Bartholomew outside.
Interesting. All right. So, Kason.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's missing in your
Nothing
room.
is missing. Are you okay? And I'm sure of that. Like all my spell book, my backup spell book, my other books.
Yeah, it's all there.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, then in that case, I'm gonna go approach. Oh, son of a Barnabas and Scythe.
Safe.
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 Saeth.
Right, Safe. I'm gonna approach them. Excuse me, gentlemen. Just down the street at the blacksmith, Emmerich and Avi's. I actually am having a piece of work enchanted at the moment. It is very delicate work. If you wouldn't mind, could I?
Certainly. And Barnabas will motion to the city watch captain, who will escort you down to Steam and Steel, the forge.
Yes. Awesome.
So when you leave, you pass by. Matrim is outside talking to the three harbor agents.
Before I leave, one second, and I run over to Todrin. Todrin, I'm gonna go check on the work of my sword. I will return shortly. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
And this is probably the first time ever you've known Todd to not say anything. He just looks at you and nods.
I apologize. This is a little bit out of order. So
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll make it work, man.
So
with that nod, I
did,
just kind of stare at you for a moment. It's like a good 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I nod back at you and I follow the guards.
Roll me a perception check, Bart.
I need to go get my dice. Oh, that wasn't right. There we go.
So as on your way to Imbricanavi's forge, you see at least two of these spectral trolls that are just wandering through the alley like they're looking for something or hunting something. And the city watch are very worried about
they're
this.
right there.
And people are very worried about this as well, but so far they haven't attacked anyone.
Interesting.
So they just let him wander around until they do?
They're kind of afraid to do anything about it right now. It's like we could make a bad situation worse.
Is this that night or the next morning?
This is that night. I apologize. The
Okay,
cordon
good.
is
No,
still
that's fine.
up at this point. I got things out of order, but
And this is before the long rest?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Oscar walks up to the spectral and casts Lesser Restoration on it while asking it in Druidic, what do you do?
So it did not seem to notice you until you cast a spell on it. I need Oscar to roll initiative. Sorry, I've got this all out of order.
Oh dear.
This is after Bert walks out the door? So Bert's halfway down the street when you do this?
I don't know. Am I?
Yeah, and it just rolled a natural 20 on its initiative.
Ooh.
Is this the one right out front?
Yeah, you can see this. This is right outside.
For fuck's sake. Today on the House of Rap,
Uh,
Oh,
metal
I'm sorry.
scraps.
tell you what,
It's actually potatoes.
Metal potatoes.
so these city watchmen watch in horror as Oscar just walks right up to this thing. And it takes a swing at him. Fortunately, Oscar manages to swoop out of the way. It's your turn, Oscar. It took a swipe at you with its troll fist.
It didn't seem to respond to the druidic.
Not at all.
Okay,
It
in
looks at you and
Elvish,
seems very angry now.
in Elvish, I'm going to hold up one hand, and in Elvish, I'm going to ask it, friend, what are you looking? And I'll take the dodge action.
This thing, it just roars in your face. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
It just Todrin, you're watching as this thing roars right into Oscar's face and takes another.
Okay, I'm rolling initiative.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
What's in there?
Because I've got as many of these as I do, I'm not going to roll initiative for anyone else just because there's a shit ton of other people on here right now that are not relevant to the fight. But
They don't just pin cushion it with crossbows?
This is happening in like seconds. There's city watch nearby.
Okay.
That and it's a ghost.
Well, shit. I don't have any spells left, Oscar.
It's okay. It's a ghost. It can't touch us.
So far, it looks like he might be right. It's swung twice to him and hasn't managed to connect.
So is it my turn then?
Yes.
Okay.
There are three City Watch constables that are rushing to his side as well.
Okay, yeah. I'll just charge past, and my face is like dark and angry, and I'm gonna charge up and swing at this fucking thing, because that's all I got right now. For fuck's sake, I keep grabbing the wrong shit.
I did not expect this to go this way.
Nope.
Can I turn to one of the constables and ask him to go find a jar so we can put him back?
You can try. Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So, Todrin, you've never fought a ghost before, have you?
Nope.
I mean, you've faced Lift briefly, but you never
right.
actually fought him. When you swing, you can feel that you're connecting with something, but there's also like it's not all there. So you partially resist the damage.
Does leveling up not give us a long rest? Or, like, anything? I don't know.
No.
This is before that.
No.
Shot in the dark here. God damn it.
Yeah, I jumped the gun on that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just seeing. Fuck. Kaya's gonna take like 30 minutes to kill a healing spectral ghost troll.
So these three city watchmen come up behind you guys, and they try to come to Oscar's rescue as this thing is roaring and fighting.
Todd's growling under his breath. Was there a reason you pissed this off?
We're gonna put it back in the jar.
What jar? What are you talking about?
So all three of these guys managed to land hits on it. But again, Todder and Oscar, you can both see, despite the fact that they're landing hits, there's something about it that this incorporeal nature of it is just not. They're not able to fully do damage to it. Oscar, it's your turn now.
The interviewing people said that these trolls all came out of jars that were thrown, so I'm just gonna put them back.
I really it's odd that I'm not there.
Well, you're still out in the street. You could hear
Actually,
this.
I'm gonna actually cut to
All right.
him real quick.
He's
Sorry, as soon as you're done, go ahead, Oscar.
yeah. So you're gonna hear a squealing of cats that like unexpectedly. I'm gonna open up my pouch that I had and start placing them down as I cast Hold Person on.
Does hold person work on a ghost?
Literally nothing I'm doing is gonna work.
Yeah, he starts placing these cats in front of this angry troll that is swinging wildly at him, and cats all run forward and try to leap onto this troll.
No, they don't. No,
No, they don't?
remember, they lay down and start sleeping because the power comes from the adorableness of sleeping kitten.
Oh, I thought they were going to lay on top of, like, climb onto him and
Oh
lay
God,
down on
that's
top.
even better. Yes, they aggressively climb the spectral troll if they can. They're
Not
kind of
really.
sinking in
Yeah, they're
a little
kind of
bit,
sinking into
and
it.
then they kind of hiss and then curl up and then start to as only a kitten can.
What the fuck is going on? I wanted to
It's my
RP,
whole person.
goddammit. We're gonna be hacking at this thing for an hour.
So,
I hope you have an
Or I'll
idea.
die.
Or I'll
yeah.
die. God damn it.
Oscar, you feel this thing finally land a hit on you, and your energy is just sucked out as this thing seems to drape essence. Todrick, it's your turn. You're watching Oscar's not looking good after just a single hit from this thing.
Can I see all this happening?
No, you were walking. Sorry, you were walking down the alley. I'm going to cut to him. Just you can hear shouting behind you as you're, but in front of you there is a smoldering troll body that is just behind Steam and Steel, and Ocoria Stonemarrow's shield guardian is standing over it, and the shield guardian is just soaked in blood.
Oh,
And
wow.
as you approach, you see another one of these spectral trolls down the alley, headed the other way. So that you see 3 of them so far now.
Okay.
All right, back to Todrin.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll hit it with my sword. God damn it. Roar! D20. 19. So, a lot. Nope. That works. Whatever. This isn't working. Anybody got magic or fire or something?
These 3 guys are still just swinging at it with their clubs, trying their best to take this thing down. And people around you are screaming and running as they see this thing as people now that it's been stirred up.
Is it hitting itself?
No, that's supposed to be the constables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they finally managed to beat this thing down alongside you guys, and it just there's a breeze of air through the alley, and it just disappears. And these 3 constables turn to Oscar, and they say, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
No, the inspectors, if you'd brought the jar, everything would have been fine.
Oh, I'm gonna bring the jar, and you see one of them pulls out a set of handcuffs.
Whoa, hang on. It's a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, but no harm, no foul, right?
We've been trying to keep people away from these things.
Right, I understand, and I will do that from now on. I'm gonna grab Oscar's wrist and put the rest of my lay on hands, all but one of my lay on hands into him. So I think you get like 14 hit points. And I'm gonna drag you by the wrist back into the mansion.
You're gonna have to roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Ruh-roh.
see this guy just kind of roll his eyes, put the handcuffs away, and he's just like, if that happens again, he's going to the city watch post.
I just slammed the door behind us.
All right.
Oscar, do me a favor, just go to bed. I'm gonna have a long day tomorrow.
So, as you approach Steam and Steel, you see the body of the troll, and Okoria standing in the doorway, and she says, "Is everything going through hell?"
Well, you know, I've been shot at fighting a bunch of trolls, those stupid bird things. I've been better. How's the enchanting going?
We had a bit of a problem here, obviously. It's taken care of, though. We're almost done inside.
Excellent.
You see Imbric is holding the red-hot mithril sword with a set of tongs, while Avi is washing over it with his control of water, causing a cloud of steam to rise into the air. Imbric carefully lowers the blade onto an anvil, and Rishal turns to you and he holds out a book, and he says, "Would you like to do the honors?"
Ah,
It's
yes.
The text is in Draconic.
I'm pretty
You
sure I
speak
know.
Draconic.
Yeah, I think I do. Let
So,
me double checks.
yeah.
I do.
So he begins reading these words alongside you, this ancient arcane ritual. And Okoria Stone Marrow takes out a small pouch that's filled with diamond dust that she delves over the blade, and she joins in to this ritual. You watch as the flecks of diamond dust sparkle in the moonlight. Embrick and Avi exchange a glance, and for a brief moment, the glittering dust seems to float in midair before it just, all of it at once, just leaps forward and clings to the blade. And the arcane runes on the blade begin to glow first. Then the entire blade lights the room with a soft blue glow.
Ooh.
Actually reminds you a lot of moonlight. There's a cold gust of wind through the forge area, and you look up, and there's a figure standing at the window, just watching this ghostly apparition of a man.
Do I recognize him?
You do not recognize him, but I'm going to put the token here on the tracker for you, so you can see who you're looking at.
Oh.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, it's this ghostly figure standing in the window and just slowly disappears and fades off into the
What the fuck?
I blink a couple times, look around, didn't kind of see. Did anyone else notice that?
Okoria is looking right at you, and she says, "Oh yes, I saw it too.
Any idea what it was?
I know exactly who that is. It's the ghost of Skulking. You remember when you first moved in, I told you there's the tale of the smuggler."
Ah, yes.
She says, "There's 3 of those trolls out there, aren't there?
I do believe I have seen 3, correct?
The spectral trolls, yes. They've been dormant for some time. Just, I fear we may have caused a problem tonight. The barrier between the planes is already weak, with adding as much magic into the mix as we have tonight. There's those trolls and as many people as died tonight. They've been dormant, but with the mix of all of this, I don't think it was intentional, though.
Hmm.
Imbric picks the sword up after it's cooled and looks down the length of it to make sure that it's straight and everything's right with it, and he flips it around and holds the hilt out to you.
Excellent. I kind of like clap my hands and rub them together, and I reach out and I grab the hilt, and I just kind of do this really cool flourish with it.
Ooh, baby.
Do I have a... Is there a scabbard for it yet?
And Avi says, "Oh, right," and goes into the other room and brings out just a beautiful scabbard for the sword.
Excellent.
And it too has a silver kind of lining to it on the outside. It's flashy, but it looks good. And you now have
Awesome.
a sparkling mithril longsword in your inventory if you care to identify.
Dude, I just got chills.
Ooh.
Been working on
Ooh.
that for a while.
So I'm just holding it in my hands. My eyes are just wide. Yes. The payment for this exquisite piece of artwork.
Yes, it's well, for the group of us, it'd be 500 gold pieces.
A steal for this excellent masterwork.
What are you going to call it?
The Weaver.
Hell yeah.
I'll rename it later in my inventory.
I've already done it.
Ah, yay!
You're gonna have to identify it though. Can you do
That's
that?
fine. Do I have to?
You don't have to do it right this second. I'm just.
I'll do it later in privacy.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, you say that as if you haven't done enough. And I will give over the monies. So 492. So I have 2 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Because a platinum, or I guess sun, is
Right.
10 gold, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I have 2 gold and no platinum. That's my
Got it.
500.
All right. So again, for the rest of the night, the city watch holds this cordon, and for the rest of the night, whenever you guys look out a window, you see 1 or 2 of these trolls in the alley. You do not see 3.
We put one down. Well, they put one down. I didn't really do anything.
But they seem reluctant to approach the third one, or the second or third one, rather.
Gotcha. While I am... So we're back at the manor now? I go back...
Yeah.
Once I get back to the manor, I pull out my blade, because it's on my hip now. Excuse me. And I get there, and I pull out my blade, and I just hold it hilt first towards Todrin.
I want to. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you still sitting in the...
Yeah, I was gonna say. Honestly, once Oscar and I got back into the mansion, I just would have went straight up to bed.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
would
then never mind.
have made sure Oscar was in front of me. So,
Then I go up to my room, and I sit in a circle, and I cast Identify as a ritual, since I have no slots.
you're all out of sluts.
Yep.
Spell sluts.
So, while holding the sword, you gain a +1 to spell attack rolls.
Whoa!
In addition, you ignore half cover when making a spell attack. So, like your firebolt would have a +1 to it and to its attack rolls, not to damage.
Right.
And in darkness, the unsheathed blade of this sword sheds moonlight, creating bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15.
Dude.
Additionally,
Yes.
it may be used as an arcane focus.
Ah.
That is sick.
Oh my god, that thing is sexy. Ah. And it's only a pound and a half, and it's a fucking long sword.
And it only weighs a pound and a half.
Wow.
It's a solid bar of mithril, man.
That's awesome. It's like air.
I'm gonna be smiling the rest of the night.
So the next morning, first off, Maloon and Matron have to stay the night. Lorelei managed to get out before the cordon. All the bodies are cleaned up. They take a while with the troll on the second floor, but they do eventually get all the bodies out before dawn the next morning. And are any of you early risers? Oscar, maybe?
No.
I don't imagine I'd slept very much at all. So
I wouldn't either.
I'd be awake.
Okay. Roll me a
Oh, I'd
perception
be
check,
sleeping.
Todrin.
A what? Perception?
Yeah. So when you come down, when you come out of your room, you come across Maloon is sitting in the common room. So
You're on the. I'm on the third floor. Never mind.
I've already deleted all the character tokens, but essentially right here, he's sitting in that chair, and when you come out, you see him. He's just sitting there. He's leaned forward, holding his axe, and just looking at it as you come up behind him.
I'll wordlessly walk over to the other chair and sit down.
He just kind of stares at it for a second before putting it to the side and looks to you and says, "So you guys don't have the Stone of Golar, huh?"
No, my good man, we do not.
Who does?
I wish I knew. Could have prevented all that nastiness.
Yeah, it's a lot of bloodshed for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that
what?
seems to be the state of events lately.
So what do you know about it?
The stone,
Well, who has it now? I mean, I know you said you don't know who has it now,
listen,
but
man, I guarantee you anybody else involved in this knows more about it than I do. And I couldn't care less about it at all. But
all right.
I do want to thank you for putting in an appearance here and helping.
Yeah,
'Cause
happy
it
to help.
would have been a lot worse without you.
He kind of stands up at this point and steps in front of you and hold a hand out to shake your hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
Just if you ever need any more help, just feel free to call me. I'll come as soon as I can.
I'll nod.
And he goes back, picks up his axe, and leaves for the morning. And Bart, when you come down though, you see Matrim. He's standing at this door, and he had been watching the whole thing. And when you come down, he's I'm going to talk to you for a minute.
Of course, of course. Come with me, and I take him back up to my room.
That was what my perception check was for.
Maybe.
For Matrim stealthy strings.
So, let's see here. So Matrim you take him up to your room, and he says, So, about Maloon. I've been friends with that guy for a really long time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Me, Gillester, known him a long time. You know, I heard what he said the other day about Yagra. He said, she's just a Zataram, why do you care? I don't know why he said that, but he's been a bit of a jerk lately, and he's had a real stick up his ass about the Zentarum. Look, something's wrong, and he won't talk to me or Gillester about it. I'm worried about him.
Well, I can talk to him if that's what you're asking.
I was thinking more along the lines of just watching him.
Is he supposed to be spending more time around me?
Sorry?
Is he supposed to be spending more time around me?
No, just if you're in the yawning portal and you see him around, or if you guys are going to the Blackstaffs or whatever and you see him, just keep an eye on him. If you want to follow him around, feel free. I won't stop you, but you might want to talk to the Blackstaff about this actually. Anyway, I ought to get going.
I appreciate that, Matron. You have a good day, and thank you again for your assistance.
Pat you on the shoulder. He says, "By the way, that sword looks awesome."
Oh, yes, and I draw it, and it starts to emit the moonlight.
That is just amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The weave is quite impressive. The weaver, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to get all conceited.
Yeah, he just takes it in and kind of looks at it and just, all right, I'm going to take my guys. We're going to get them out of here. And if you need me, I'll be at the yawning portal.
Excellent. Again, thank you, Matron. And if you hear anything, let me know, and likewise.
Sure. No problem.
And I'll follow him downstairs and look for Todrin.
I'm still sitting in that chair when you guys come out of the door.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
at this point, Oscar's not far behind you either.
Awesome. When I see you, I kind of get excited, and then I remember the events last night, and I immediately get somber. And I walk over to Todrin. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, not great.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot to process. I think I'm just gonna head to the temple and come familiar ground. I don't know this place, and it's been nothing but bad for me lately. So,
Would you like some company?
yeah. I mean, if you want, the temple's good for everybody, really.
Of course, of course.
Okay. Hey,
We all
Oscar.
have friends there. Ah, excellent, Oscar. Now that you're all here, I can show you what you guys assisted in helping me purchase. And I draw the weaver,
I'll
and the
actually turn and look
moonlight,
up.
and the moonlight just fills the room.
Literally purring like a kid.
And I take it and I carefully turn it around, because it's not all sharp, but it is mostly sharp edges. And I'm going to hand it hilt first towards Todrin. Careful, it's mithril.
I'll stand up and it's kind of cool. I slap the bottom of the hilt so it pops out of your hand and is airborne, and I'm gonna catch it and do a flourish.
As you do, I just want to stop. And are you aware of the fact that this is mithril? Because if you hit it like it's a regular longsword, it's gonna go flying.
Well, it's just
Sticks in the ceiling.
It's just a light enough hit to pull it out of your grip and get it up in the air. It's not like
Okay,
I'm
cool.
whacking it.
Roll me a dex check just for shits and giggles.
That's true. I mean, I'm probably not expecting it to be as light as it is.
Hey, yeah, it works exactly the way he wants it to.
Excellent.
Wow, this is really impressive. I know we've been practicing with this, but it doesn't look like something you're gonna be stabbing with, is it?
No. While it is mithril and it could hold up to that, that isn't its purpose.
Well, I'll flip it around.
I am going to point out one more thing about Bart. It does require attunement.
Oh, okay.
That would have been something you did last night, though.
Yes.
I just don't want to get to the point where it's like,
Are
we don't
we
realize
gonna? We need to create this. Are we still gonna have a limit of 3 attuned items?
yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Because that's fair. Like,
Yeah, I think that's about right.
no limit is stupid, and
I think, let's see, right now, I don't think the mirror requires attunement, does it, Todry?
No.
Should say. I don't think it does. I know Oscar's Pearl of Power does, that he's got attached to his staff, and I think those are the only 2 items right now that require attunement.
Where is the mirror? Sunni's mirror, there it is. No attunement. Right. Alright, well, we also kind of need to get repairs lined up for this mess, but, I don't really want to think about that right now.
If you want, I can have that taken out of weekly profits, so you just don't have to worry about it. You know.
Oh, okay. Just
You would
right
know
now we
it
tell
got-
somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me. What about you guys?
And it's not going to be much more.
I agree.
It's not going to be more than, say, 10 or 15 gold tops.
Nice, that's not bad at all.
Well, it's pretty cheap. We should have these parties more often.
I spent more money on the pizza.
Yeah.
Just for the record, that's 10 gold pieces is about 5 days of skilled labor. So,
Right, but we're not laborers.
yeah, I know. But you guys can easily afford it.
And we're nobles, so 10 gold, pff,
Yeah.
doesn't sound
Oh,
like
yeah.
much to us. And
Alright.
Oscar can't count to 10, so it sounds good to him. Or maybe he can, I don't know. We've never challenged him to count, have we?
I've asked my rats, and they don't know how to count. So yeah, it's easy.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I want to be sure one thing real quick. This map is showing up, right? The for Trollskull Manor.
Yeah.
Because this is the one I went back and I added the room descriptions on. And if you guys need me to add like the library or the common room or something like that, just let me know and I'll go back and I'll add to it. Because you guys right now are technically in the common room.
Right.
And it's not labeled that.
How
so.
fancy.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. Library and common room having their own names, so we all know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back and I'll do that later.
Cool.
Thank you.
So, where are you guys off to?
Yep.
The Temple of Beauty.
The temple. And Todd, he's not like depressed, but he's lacking in like all of the energy he normally has. He doesn't really interact with anybody around him, and that's not him at all. He's just going there.
Alright, so when you guys come downstairs, you find Floon Blagmar and the 3 halflings have already come in, and they are at work cleaning up the tap room and putting everything together. One thing you don't even need a perception check for is the halflings stink. They smell like sewer, and they look exhausted.
I don't.
What
say
are their
anything.
names? What are their names?
Kelso is the guy, and he's the eldest of the 3. His younger sister Danica, and his girlfriend Bryn.
Kelso, Danica. Is everything all right?
Good morning. Yeah, Obviously, you guys had a little bit of fun last night.
Fun is not the right word.
I'm sorry.
Would you mind? And I pull out my hands and then my orb and it just starts to glow.
Sure.
And I hold it out towards them and like purple and blue smoke just kind of whips out from it and swirls around them and cleans them up.
Oh, thanks.
Not like aggressively, but
Yeah, they kind of all of them look surprised, and you see Danica in particular is like, "What's going on?" And yeah, we ended up in the sewer last night after Troll Tide. There was
oh, I'm sorry. Was everything okay?
Yeah, there was a troll.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We're fine. Everybody's fine, but well, there was just it was craziness, just all over the place. A lot of people were involved. I think they're all. I don't think anybody died. Maybe someone did, but it seems okay.
Well,
What happened here? This place is a wreck.
yes, we were sieged last night. Apparently, Todrin, myself, and Oscar were the targets of what was going on last night. They were pursuing something. Not quite sure. And I'm just kind of playing stupid just for their sake. The less they know, the better.
I'm gonna reboot Discord. Keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yes, so...
Okay, and reboot.
Well, if you guys need anything from us, just let us know. Is it okay for us to open today?
If you're up to it, that is completely up to you, Kelso. If you don't feel like it's something you can do, I don't believe Todrin or myself will hold it against you for being and taking a day of rest after that awful night.
He almost looks like he's gonna try and say something about that, but Danica's like, no, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. It's just the least I can do after you guys saved me the other day during the fireball.
Are you certain, Danica? That was...
No, I want to, really.
Like...
I want to help out.
If you insist, then is Flume still standing around?
Yeah, you see he's got a mop, and there's a broom that's just brushing itself, seemingly, that you know is lift. Cleaning up the glass, and while he's mopping up the blood in front of the bar.
I go over and I talk to Flume. How are you doing, Flume? And how does he look? Is he disheveled as well?
No, he actually looks like he was probably pretty safe last night, and he tells you, Renair put me up in his place. I didn't see anything last night. This is the first sign I've seen of anything, actually.
Oh, well, excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
Then
it sounds like you're up to working today as well.
Yeah. Look.
Hopefully you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. It's just, you don't think they're gonna come back, do you?
No, I don't believe so. But they know we don't have what they want.
Okay.
And if so, if there's any way, we'll do everything in our power to make sure you and, of course, Kelso and Danica and the other are safe. Rin.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. Her name is Bryn. I just couldn't remember.
I know.
Anyway, so yes, Floon, if you would not mind tending to the bar today, that would be appreciated. Excellent. Well, don't mind the floors above. Todrin, Oscar, and myself will take care of the messes up there, but we appreciate your work down here.
Alright.
And I'll follow Todrin out the door, because he's probably standing by the door just like, I just want to fucking go.
Yep.
As I'm walking by, your aid is always appreciated, Lift. Keep up the good work.
As you turn to walk away, you just hear a knock. Just like he probably just knocked on the wall with the tip of the broom, just to acknowledge that he heard you.
Excellent. And we're off.
All right. So you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Go to follow. I put my arm on his shoulder and say, "We're a little short on jars," and then I leave.
Wait, whose shoulder?
Floons.
Oh, okay. He's like, I can have that looked into. Sure. I'll get a box of jars.
I didn't know we needed any. Awesome.
And
Now, I will say this: on the way out, there's no sign of trolls, spectral trolls, during the day. So you don't see anything now.
okay.
All right.
Are there any constables?
There does seem to be an increased patrol presence in Trollskill Alley right now.
And I ask him if they know what happened to the trolls.
The best we can tell is that they are only appearing at night, or at least that's what we're hoping for, because I won't have to be here then. Someone else will take a shift then.
Okay, I'm gonna instruct 2 of my rats to hang out and see.
All right, sure. So yeah, these two constables are watching as these 2 rats just seem to come out of Oscar's sleeves, and he tells them this, and they just hop down and they just stand on the front porch, just like they're on guard duty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like a ramrod straight.
And you just see one of the constables just nudges the other one and says, "Do you see that? It's the damnedest thing." So you guys catch a coach or something, and again, you don't have to pay for this at this point because it's part of your lifestyle expenses. But it takes you across town to the Temple of Beauty.
Sweet. Okay. Is the music skipping for anybody else? I mean, it's mostly
A
fine.
little bit.
Yeah, it's like.
I don't even hear the music.
It's still
So
fine. I mean, I'm glad it's there. Just was wondering.
yeah, when you guys arrive at the Temple of Beauty, beautiful rose building, rose marble construction. Uh, you can see there are people outside enjoying the spring air, and there's a bard or a minstrel playing a lute, and just people dancing and seeming to enjoy the day after Trolltide.
All right. I will see if I can find Ayana.
Okay, so you come into the main hall, and one of the acolytes will point you towards her, to where she's supposed to be. And when you come to find her, Ayana is sitting there reading a book, and there's a lot of activity in the room, and there's the statue of Suni behind her. There's many statues of many different beautiful people just all over the place. But
I'm sorry. Can we retcon something real quick? On the way over there, you said we were in a coach. When we pass the, Todd's favorite flower stand that he usually stops at on the way to the temple,
Mhm.
can I just grab a couple of roses?
Sure, that's probably 2 copper.
2 copper. Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. You can get a
Cool. Okay.
bouquet of roses or something.
Sweet. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, she's sitting there, and beautiful music being played, and people laughing and giggling, and it's just a place of beauty and love and joy.
So, yeah, when I see her, I'm gonna pull out the Mirror of Suni and just hold it in my hand as I walk up to her.
As soon as she notices you, she closes the book and puts it aside. And says, Todrin, I heard what happened. Is everyone okay?
No,
Everyone's not okay.
no. You met Yagra? Yeah, I showed it, introduced you once or twice. Yeah,
I remember her, yes.
yeah. She didn't make it.
Oh, Todrin, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Um. I I don't know. It's I don't even know what to say. I'm just trying to process everything. It's been a really busy couple of days. If we could, I'll turn to Bart and Oscar. If we could get them set up with, I don't know, whatever they would like to do, I'd like to speak with you.
No, certainly. And she turns and just gestures to some of the acolytes, and these two women. One of them has long red hair and green eyes, and the other one blonde hair and blue eyes. Both incredibly beautiful women. One of them comes to you, Bart, and the other one comes to you, Oscar, and gently lead you away so that Todrin and Ayana can have a discussion.
I go get a massage.
Yeah, she will
Go
totally.
dance with the lutes.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean that you guys had to leave. If you want to stay, that's fine. Just thought I'd say it.
Oh,
Yeah,
if
I didn't mean it as a dismissal.
well, if you're not dismissing, I'm not leaving. I'm staying with you.
Okay, cool.
Oscar, are you still going to go
I'm going
dance?
for the lutes.
Uh, right. So I spoke with Lady Lorelai. Um, is she around? Did she make it back here all right last night?
I haven't seen her.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find her here in a minute. Well, this is for you, and I'll hold up the mirror and I'll activate the light so it shines crazy bright. It says shed bright light in a 10 feet radius.
Mhm. It's kind of like a flashlight beam,
Right.
but yeah.
Whatever it is, yeah, I'll activate the light and hold it up to her so she can see it and hand it over to her.
Um, and she takes it. And you remember when you first received it, uh, she you showed it to her and she saw a vision
Right.
as well. So when she takes it this time, she doesn't see anything, which is common. That that's
Right,
the case.
right. I didn't expect her to.
But she says, what's this? I
Well, it belonged to the temple, right? I mean, I don't think it was right for me to keep it to begin with. I saw what I needed to see, and things have changed since then, and I really think this belongs with you and our following.
She kind of nods her head and says, are you certain this was a gift to you, Todrin?
Right, right. Um, yes, I'm certain.
Well, okay. If that's what you want, we'll gladly accept it, and we'll make sure that anyone who needs it has access to it.
I think it's only right that it belonged to everybody. If I ever have need of it, I can come back and use it just like anybody else.
Well, we appreciate it greatly, Todrin. Having an artifact like this is very important
Right.
to
Indeed, that's
to
mighty humble of you, Todrin.
Well, there's nothing special about me. Anybody should get to use it.
I disagree.
So, well, thank you, but so, Rat, I had something else for you before I go and take care of some other business.
What's that?
I had a vision directly from Lady Love herself. This one I was not searching for. I was not reflecting this.
She kind of gives you a look of surprise when you say that. She says, "Really? Well, tell me, please."
And yeah, I just nod somberly. Yeah, it was something else. It really was. Wow, she really is something. She told me among other, well, she called me her champion.
You see Ayana's eyes kind of go wide, and her mouth kind of hangs open for a moment, and she says, I'm sorry, champion.
Right? Yeah.
That's not an insignificant title."
I felt pretty good about it at the time, and I still do. Don't get me wrong.
Todrin, that's incredible.
Right. I Do you know what that might mean for me? Because I have no idea.
Well, that
I look expectant at this. I kind of lean forward.
I can only assume that would make you one of her chosen. I roll me a religion check, both of
And
you.
my book is out.
Yeah, we're getting to the meat of it now, boys.
A religion check, you said?
Yes.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Testify. Nice.
Todrin, was that supposed to be a +6? Because you rolled a persuasion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong one. +3, so 13.
Okay. Neither of you are entirely sure of the entire extent of what that means, but you do note there are very few people who are considered a chosen of a god or goddess. It's a really big deal, but the details of which are not entirely uh, within your grasp right now.
So yeah, I'll just get a quizzical look on my face. So again, do you have any guidance for me? Do you know what that might
Todrin,
mean?
to be a chosen of a deity of any sort is very personal between that individual and their the deity. If Lady Suni has chosen you, has named you her champion, I don't know if there is anything that I can help you with.
Okay. All right. Well,
That, it, quite frankly, it would make you one of the most important members of our clergy.
oh. Oh, well, trust me, I'll be coming to you for guidance more often then, 'cause uh,
I appreciate that, and I
I
will do my best to serve you. It's just, this is incredible news.
I agree. I agree. I hope to do the best that I can. Um, but yeah, I just thought I would let you know, and yeah, I just kind of trail off. But
She
thank
kind of
you.
she kind of smiles and says, "Don't worry, it'll be all right." This
Here's a
is
question. This is Lorelei?
no,
No,
this is the Heart Order, Ayana Lothalis, the High Priestess.
Ayana.
she runs the temple.
Should I call her priestess? What do I usually call her? Because I've interacted with her before.
High Priestess or Heart Order, either one would be the appropriate.
Okay.
She'll let you call her Ayana if you want.
Ayana, A good question here is, do you know any other beings that are chosen of any deities? Or even of them?
Well, yes. And she kind of gets this almost worried look on her face, and she says, Elminster? The
Damn.
Open Lord herself? Laurel Silverhand?
What god
Maybe,
was that again?
well, they are chosen of Mistra.
Oh,
As far as a chosen of Suni, though, well, it's been a while.
so I'm the only one?
Not necessarily. It's hard to say.
Okay, well, let me know if you hear of any others. That would be really good to know.
I am looking it up right now. Sorry. Um,
Um, is there any way for you, Taldrin, to enter some sort of state to reach out to Suni?
That's actually my next stop. Yes.
so she will tell you the last one that she knows of died 8 years ago. Was named Joelle Emmeline, and she really doesn't know a whole lot about that particular person. But that was the last chosen of Suni that she was aware of.
Wow. Okay. Well, I really would have liked to talk to her about all this. Right. Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Lady Ayana. It's always a pleasure, as always. I'll take your hand and kiss it. I
Just, uh, I greatly appreciate this. And Todrin, this this is incredible news. This is, I don't know if I can properly express just how big of a deal this is.
I just get a little half smile on my face. Well, we'll see what comes of it.
Indeed.
All right. Well, and I'll pull one of the roses out and hold it out to her.
She takes it and gives you a nod and a little bit of a bow and says, I know you must be very apprehensive, but we'll get through this, don't worry.
I appreciate that. I know you'll do what you can to help, and that's why I came to you first. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go to the reflecting pools if you don't mind. I'll look you up later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yep. And so I will wander my way over to the reflecting pools.
In the meantime, I'm going to cut over to Oscar.
Nice.
Oscar, what are you doing?
I'm getting dizzy dancing to the lute.
Just because I'm interested, roll me a performance
The
check.
reflecting pool.
Do I get double advantage because I'm dancing with the band?
You know what? I'm going to give you advantage
I
on
was just trying to figure out why I have 3d20s with this set of dice.
Double advantage.
I'm pretty sure double disadvantage is now a thing.
What?
it.
Oh my god, really?
Double disadvantage is a thing if
Oh,
you're Joe Pro or whatever that guy's name is.
that was with advantage?
I rolled 2 3s.
Oh,
Jeez.
man. So, there's 6 or 7 people that are just watching in awe
Abject
at
horror.
the abject horror that is Oscar's dancing. In fact, at one point you hear a substantial in your pants,
That's just not right.
Oh
It
my.
just so happens that you're wearing the clothes of mending that stitch themselves back together.
Each time.
Some dude in the
We are
crowd.
awesome.
It
We are awesome, Oscar.
must be something tribal. I don't understand.
All right, back to Todrin.
Okay.
Or Bart, was there anything you wanted to do?
I think you
Nope.
had some questions about visiting Suni.
That's up on you. That's your questions.
No, I mean you asked me if there's a way I could talk to her. I thought you had more follow-up questions.
No, if you know how to do that, then that's fine.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
It sounded like you had an idea, so
gotcha. Yeah,
that was what I was pushing for. Anyway,
gotcha. I appreciate that.
yes.
Yeah. So I'll head to the reflecting pool, and if you remember from our earlier session, Todd had made a point of how personal this ritual is, but
Oh yeah, I'm
I
not going to be there for that.
but I make no move to discourage you, so it's totally up to you whether you stay. I think Todd's pretty much forgotten about you as we're walking over there because he's so deep in thought. So it's up to you if you want to sneak into the chamber and watch or not.
I'm not going to sneak in, but I'll stand outside.
Okay.
I follow you, and when you go in, I shut the door and make sure you're alone.
Cool. Cool. So what do they look like again, Kazin?
Sorry, what's what look like?
The reflecting pools where we go for our.
Yeah, these. Uh, Again, the whole building is made of this rose marble, and these reflecting pools. The water is crystal clear, and just a little bit of steam coming up off of them. There's little rose petals that are floating on top of each of the pools. There's like a diaphanous curtain that, for privacy reasons. There's a little bench in there with a towel resting on it. Candles. It's intimate.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So I'll meticulously strip off everything but pants, armor, shirt, weapons, everything, and lay it in neat piles on the side on the ground, and just have one rose in one hand and the medallion of from Yagra just clenched in my fist in the other hand, and I'm just gonna walk out into the pool up to about a little above knee height, and then just stand there waiting for the ripples to fade, and I'm staring into the water. And I just hold my position there.
So eventually the ripples fade away, and you're just standing there in the warm waters with these rose petals just floating around you with the breeze. Uh, what are you? Are you just going to stand there, or are you?
Yep.
There's
I'm
any
standing
kind of a
here.
prayer? Or...
When the ripples continuously like they completely fade away, I'm just gonna pull one petal off the rose and drop it into the water, and then just keep staring, just waiting and hoping.
So a long time passes.
And that is part of it too. I'm fully prepared for. Yeah.
Bart, you're standing at the door. Or are you outside if you wandered off, or what do you do?
I'm sitting outside the door because I figure you're probably meditating or doing something like that because I figure this isn't going to just be, oh, hey, how's it
Yeah.
going? All right, cool, thanks,
So
bye. So
about
I'm sitting there reading and
yeah.
writing and
So 15 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass, half an hour.
that's right because I have
Eventually,
accurate track of time.
yeah. Eventually, one of the acolytes comes by and stops in front of you and says, "Excuse me, is there anything I can get for you?"
A glass of water would be fantastic, thank you.
"Certainly." She returns a couple of minutes later with a glass of water. 45 minutes, an hour. Toddering, nothing happens.
All right. Well,
Speaking of water,
right. I'll yeah, I'll he just looks at the rose and then turns and starts to walk out of the pool.
So you get dried off, cleaned up, and all suited up and ready for whatever comes next.
Right.
And as you guys are leaving, you come across Oscar dancing like he just don't care.
I had one more thing to do here.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to see if I could find Lorelei. And
Alright.
while I'm walking around, I want to keep an eye out for like, is there anybody I know that is especially boisterous? Maybe somebody that I know that only goes to the temple just to drink and be kind of obnoxious, just enjoy the pretty women and the
There are
drinks and everything.
there are a lot of people that outside of just the acolytes and the priests, that the place is busy all the time with people of common birth and noble birth alike. There's certainly a few people that probably come in just to gawk, if that's who you're looking for.
I'm just keeping an eye out for anybody that I know that's like almost kind of a nuisance. Like he clearly doesn't get the kind of atmosphere the temple is trying to create. He just
Sure.
goes for, like I said, he treats it like a bar. Let's put it that way.
Right. Roll me a perception check.
All right. I say he because it's full of pretty women. like we were talking about this earlier. What was it you said? The women outnumber the men.
Oh yeah, it's like 10 to 1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's not that much, is it?
It is. It's part of the following.
Pretty much. So no one really sticks
Oh
out.
wait, in D&D?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought you meant
No-
in real life.
No
Oh,
one
no.
really no one really sticks out right now, but it's early in the morning. Well, by now it's approaching midday, but it's not prime time for that kind of thing. But you do see there are people who are just laughing and dancing and having a good time. There's one of the priestesses is working on some art. She's painting a portrait of another person, and
Nobody
when
gives me
you
any dirty looks or anything.
when you pass by, there's a couple of the acolytes kind of point, and it's not that they're laughing at you. It's more just that they're noticing that you're here.
Okay.
There's a lot of whispering.
All right. Then yeah, I'll see if I can find Lorelei. Sorry guys,
Alright.
I'm almost done.
No, you're good, man.
So, roll me an investigation check. Just this is asking people where she is and looking for the right person to ask, and
Oh fuck.
that kind of thing.
Fail.
You come across the only male priest in the whole place, Kevin Darcy, and he tells you,
Kevin.
"I'm sorry, my lord, I haven't seen her today."
Okay. Now I'm kind of starting to get worried. She said she was coming straight here after what
Well,
happened last night.
she may have been here last night, but I haven't seen her today.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
let's go see if we can find anything else. So let's keep going and let's keep asking around.
okay. Yeah.
All right.
Now I'm kind of worried.
Both of you roll me an investigation.
Oscar, did you see her?
I'm not dancing with her, am I?
Roll me a perception check, Oscar.
Much better. Wow, nice investigation.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Oscar, the woman you're dancing with is beautiful, red hair, and a lot of the women here have red hair just because the goddess herself, Sunni Firehair, has red
Stole
hair.
their souls.
But yes, exactly. And beautiful woman, and just seems, despite the rather abhorrent dancing that you've shown, she seems to be enjoying herself. As for Bartholomew and Todrin, you guys ask around for the better part of, say, half an hour, and the only answer you get is she was here last night.
Okay, well, at least
We
she
haven't
made
seen her
it
today.
here. I'm just glad to know she made it through the mess last night. Okay, just let her know I was looking for her if you could.
And they promised to let her know and pass along the word. And I will say, a couple of the people that you speak to, as soon as you're gone, start whispering behind your back.
I just ignore it completely. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's collect Oscar and I don't know. I'm done here though. Thank you.
Any news on Lorelei?
No, she made it here last night, but
Well, at least she was here.
yeah, that's my thought. Okay, I'm sure we
And
got
of course, you're welcome, Todrin.
right. Um, I'm sure we have something to take care of.
Oh, there's so much we've got to do. We've got to go back and deal with the house. Look what kind of repairs we need. We need to go talk to the Blackstaff and see what the result of all that was and what we've learned.
I think your Harper buddies were looking into Never Caught.
Yes, there's that too.
There was one other thing, and I'm waiting to see if anybody picks up on it.
Oh,
The
Vincent.
ghost? Oh, that too.
I don't say that out loud. I say, one more thing. Wait right here. I'm assuming we just found Oscar. I'm gonna run and find the head priestess one more time.
You find Ayana has gone back to her book. She's now using the flower as kind of a bookmark to
Awesome.
just sitting there between the pages. Just can I help you with anything, Todd, before you go?
Rat. Sorry to bother you again.
No problem.
There did Lorelei happen to mention to you a certain issue? I just kind of raise my eyebrows.
I haven't spoken to her in a couple of days.
Okay. Okay. So I can't really talk openly about what is going on, but I need to talk to her soon. Very
I
soon.
can pass along the word.
Please, yeah, tell her we need to speak. We had something we were supposed to take care of. Okay, all right. Well, as you were, thank you. And I'll
Certainly.
go back to Bert and Oscar. Rat. Okay. Yeah, let's head back to the house real quick.
Was that other thing the ghost and the trolls?
Well, no.
Not you, Kason.
Oh.
Because he said there
Uh,
was one other thing.
Vincent Trench gave you guys a lead that you have not yet followed.
What was that?
Oh, fuck.
He had done a little bit of digging and came up with the construct you guys were looking for. May be at the House of Inspired Hands, the one believed to be responsible for the fireball.
That's right.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
That was, you guys were on your way out the door, and he told you about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had other things on my mind. Okay.
We should probably do that then.
So the
Right.
House of Inspired Hands is. I'm gonna bring up the world, the city map here.
Got it.
So
Oh, it's
you
pretty
guys
close.
are at the Temple of Beauty. It's like 2 blocks southwest of you.
Perfect.
Wow.
So
Okay.
you guys can walk there if you want to go straight there.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
Indeed.
Whoa. That
Kind
is
of
cool.
cool.
That's really cool.
So
It's had a lot of rain though.
let's see here. When
What
you
was
guys,
It's in a lot of rain.
Oh,
when you guys arrive at the temple, you can see there is something up on top of the roof. And the place is like a cross between a temple and a workshop. And the symbol of Gond is this toothed cog with 4 spokes. And I'm trying to see because I've got a thing here. Looks kind of like that.
Gond.
Roll me a religion check, everyone. Sorry, I'm playing with rhythm here. Okay. Let's see. Todrin, you know that Gond is the god of artifice, craft, and construction. He's revered by blacksmiths, woodworkers, engineers, and inventors. Anyone who is crafting something might say a prayer to Gond to guide their work, but folk know that Gond smiles most brightly upon new inventions that others find useful.
Not a bad dude.
Let's see. What'd you get? 17? Okay. Most who favor Gond practice time-honored traditions of smithing, engineering, architecture, weaving, leatherworking, jewelers. Even so, the faith has a well-earned reputation as a haven for crackpot inventors. Inside the temple, it is buzzing with activity. You see priests of Gond wandering the temple dressed in saffron vestments, adorned with sashes that contain all sorts of gears and locks, hooks, bits of steel, tin, wood, anything that might prove useful in a pinch. They wear on their belts all sorts of tools and enormous sun hats, even inside.
interesting.
And as you enter, you are met by a female dragonborn with beautiful copper scales, wearing those same saffron vestments, and she greets you. She says, how can I help you today, gentlemen?
Well,
Actually, we are here seeking some knowledge regarding an explosive.
An explosive.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we have those.
Well, something that can. Wow, how do we even word this, Todrin? Some sort of human-like doll thing that can fling fireballs? Here, this might be easier. Damn it.
Both I and Todd have no idea where to begin.
Jesus, well, we have multiple constructs here.
Construct is the word I was looking for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the word everyone was using, and I'm just
Right,
like,
right. I'm sorry.
Building, no. Machine.
Puppet? No.
Make go person thing.
Yes, constructs. People that work on constructs.
Well, we have quite a few of them here. I myself work with one. We don't have any that throw fireballs though. Bart, because it's been 2 days, to remind you, you know the fireball came from a necklace of fireballs that you still have in your possession.
Oh, right. Oh, shit.
Because of your keen mind, you remember that.
Thank you.
Your keen mind.
I'm so keen.
Keen mind.
Thank you, Kason. You're the best. Well, fuck. That could be anything. I don't even know what I'm looking. We don't even know what we're looking for here.
We
then.
never saw it.
Okay.
Would there
Because
maybe
of your
be...
keen mind, I'm just going to remind you of this. The clues you got so far were that there were 2 Zentarum sellswords, both with their swords still in their sheath. There was a gnome that you now know is named Dalakar, who was clutching a dagger. He appeared to be attempting to cross the street, headed towards your manor when the fireball killed him. Let's see. Jezreen Hornraven was coming out of Tiger's Eye, Vincent Trench's detective office, when the blast occurred. She claims that she saw something on the rooftop that hurled something into the crowd below that caused the explosion. She proclaimed that it was not a man, it was a puppet shaped like a man. A puppet with no strings.
That's why I'm using the word puppet. I remember that.
Right.
So, I guess what we're looking for is somebody who has worked with the Zentarum recently.
The Zentarum? No one that I know of. We do have constructs that resemble puppets. I can show you one if you want.
Would you please?
I'll pull Bart just a little bit to the side and say, well, maybe we need to have that woman here. She could identify it for us if she were to see it.
That's not a bad idea, Todd.
We wouldn't know it if we saw it.
That's true.
You remember that woman's name?
He would remember it was Jezreen Hornraven.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 days, he remembers the name.
Right. We should go find her real quick and pick this up again.
Perhaps you're right. Excuse me. We'll actually be back here either later today or sometime in the next few days. I'm talking to the priestess now.
She tells you her name is Go. Valletta.
Valletta?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay, let's go find Miss Hornraven.
Okay. For simplicity's sake,
Fuck.
it won't take much, so you guys will be able to find her pretty easy, and she will gladly come with you if it aids the investigation.
Awesome. Okay, then we go back.
Yeah. So Valletta starts leading the four of you now through the Temple of God, and Jezreen just looks at each one of these constructs. No, it wasn't like that. It was taller than this one. It was thinner than this one. It was, and eventually Valletta's like, "Well, there's only one more that I have, but well, come with me." And she leads the way upstairs. When you she leads you all the way up to what would be the attic here, up this long spiral staircase, up several flights all the way up. And she... let's see. The attic door is fitted with a new lock. It looks to you and, well, that's not right.
What's not right? The lock?
I don't... And she takes out her set of keys. I have a key for every lock in this place, and this is not... this isn't one of our locks.
I see.
And that's where this last mysterious construct would be.
And I
Yes.
reach down and I pull out my sword.
Oh, there's no need for that. I can't let you knock the door down. What?
We won't knock the door down, but that lock has got to go. The last time we checked, a construct may have come from here that was involved in an explosion that killed several people.
Roll me a persuasion check, Bart.
Oh man.
I should have backed you up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she stands in the way and says, "No way! I'm going to let you knock down the door. It's just give me a moment." She turns and she puts her ear to the door and just says, "Nim, I need you to open this door. There's some gentlemen here that need to speak with you." Nim, now. And you hear there's some shuffling on the other side of the door. She says, "Nim, I know you're there. Open the door." And eventually, after a little bit of persuading, the door, you hear this click of the lock, and the door. And you see this guy.
Whoa! Not much
He's
guy
not current.
left in that guy.
He's not currently holding the sword, by the way.
Yikes!
That's awesome.
I
It's
look
just
over at
pretty
Horn
stylish.
River.
Nim, why did you change the lock? And you see Nim starts to motion with his hands. She says, "You have to forgive me. It cannot speak, but we have developed a simple sign language which allows us to communicate with it."
Does the woman we brought seem to recognize it?
As soon as the door opens, Jezreen is like, "That's it. That's the one."
All right, Miss, I'm gonna need you to take a step back.
Jezreen or Valletta?
The pedestrian. I'm gonna put the civilian.
Okay.
I'm gonna put
Yeah,
myself between her and
she
the construct.
doesn't even hesitate. She steps back and back down the stairs. She does not want any part of that. As soon as that happens, Nim kind of looks to Valletta and then back to you guys and takes a step back.
What is
whoa.
it?
We just want to ask questions right now.
You see its hands are up in front of it, like it's like, don't come any closer, and it just keeps backing up further. And you can see now as it's backing up into the room is just full of like spare parts, and it looks like junk and just tools everywhere.
Hmm. I'm on alert. I have my hand. I'm not ready to draw my sword, but my hand is on the hilt. What is it?
Nim is a nimble right. It's a very advanced construct, one of the most advanced we have here. They're created in the island nation of Lantan, far to the south of here. This, as far as I know, this may be the only one in the city. And at that point, Nim is moving its hands and motioning to her, and he says, Valletta says, "Not the only one. Nim,"
What?
and you can see more hand motions. "Nim, you know that's not allowed." And she seems to be getting angrier and angrier as Nim tries to explain itself. "Nim, you know that creating another Nimblard is strictly forbidden."
So it made another one?
And when you say that, it nods its head.
What are the odds the one you made would kill people?
You see at this point it's kind of raising its hands in like a makeshift shrug, like, I don't know.
Awfully responsible of you. Perhaps that's why it's
I
forbidden.
guess the correct question is why did you make it and where did it go?
And it messes more hand sign language and says, "It's lonely." Valletta says, obviously perturbed.
It's lonely. That's
Nim.
only half an answer.
It says that it didn't mean any harm.
And yet...
Nim, I'm sorry, you've left me with no choice. And she steps into the room and starts picking up tools. She says, "You've proven you can't be trusted with these." And the whole time, Nim is like just shaking his head and waving its hands, just
I feel
practically
so
begging.
bad for this guy.
She goes, the whole time he's just practically begging her not to take his tools away. He's like, "Nim, it doesn't matter. This is not allowed. I can't let you have more nimble rights."
Where did this technology come from?
Lantan. It's let me bring up the map.
Far, far away.
So Lantan is actually far enough south on this map that it's off the map.
Holy shit, and we're the little red dot.
It is way, way south that way.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Itty bitty little you are here, Dot. I love it. That's awesome.
And do you personally know how to create these things?
No, making a nimble ride is well beyond my or anyone here's ability. As far as, well, except for Nim has apparently taken it upon himself to create more.
Was it just the one?
She again makes more signals to him, and yes, apparently it was just the one.
Okay, can it hear me?
Yes, it can hear you, but it cannot speak.
Right. Mr. Nim, I understand, but listen, the thing you made, we have good reason to believe it killed people, including a good friend of mine. We need
At that
to
point,
find
you
it.
see it starts taking more steps backward, like, no, that can't be. It's waving its hands like, no.
To be more accurate, we believe it may either be working with or corrupted by the Zentara.
It starts frantically making hand signals. It's just, Nim, we're not going to disassemble you.
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
I need to know everything you can tell us about it, Nim. Who is it talking to? Where would it go? Why would it do that?
So, with Valletta translating the sign language, you learn that the new Nimble Right that Nim created, was very confused and did not understand why it had been built. And Nim says that it escaped, and he has not seen it in over a month.
Is there any way we can find this thing?
That oddly makes sense. A being that can't speak
At this point,
can't be ordered when it doesn't know anything.
Valletta has called up a bunch of acolytes, and they are clearing out Nim's. They're taking every tool, everything, and Nim runs to one of the boxes that one of the acolytes is carrying, and starts digging through it frantically, and produces. Let's see, where did that thing go?
Zach likes Nim a lot. Nim's really cool.
It's kind of breaking my heart.
Right? I don't want his tools to get taken away. But he killed my friend. What the fuck?
So Nim produces this out of this box that was being carried away, and Valletta says, apparently this device is a nimble right detector. Nim, you didn't even tell us that we could
You sure
detect
it's
nimble
not a
rights. How?
clockwork murder dildo?
So Nim makes a gesture to her, and she says, go ahead, turn it on.
A
We're watching you,
detector.
Nim.
Cool.
And Nim turns the device on, and the little umbrella at the tip starts to starts to beep, and it beeps quite loudly. The spinning and whirring, and Nim turns it off again and gestures to her that this will work out to 500 feet, and it'll detect a nimble right.
Okay.
Is
Let me
this
see.
a magic device?
Good question.
You know, that is a good question. It's considered a wondrous item. It's considered uncommon. I don't think it's magical. You know what? It may be. Um,
Well, I
it
mean, I don't know how else a nimble right would exist, man.
yeah, it's magical.
Okay. So do we have a clear idea of how this works then, or should I identify
Yeah.
it? I don't
Uh,
care. I'm going to identify it anyway. I'm going to cast
sure.
Ritual Identify.
Yeah, it's in the party sheet now. If you guys want to, who wants it? I'm assuming Bart.
Yeah, that's Bart's thing.
You guys had
Yeah.
a spare healing potion left over from last time. Who does anyone want that?
Todrin should have the extra ones.
All right.
He'll be the close combat person, so most
Okay.
likely to take the damage.
So you currently have the nibble right detector.
Excellent. Wonky device.
And Valletta says, nimble rights are incredibly advanced constructs, and unfortunately, apparently they have a potential to be dangerous. That's
Wait
why
a
we had.
second. Other than Nim,
What do you mean?
this thing says that when it would detect a nimble right other than Nim.
Oh, my mistake. So it wouldn't have been beeping in his presence, but it would beep in the presence of another one.
Okay, cool, because that was my question next,
That's
was
my
if
bad.
that's the case, then we're near that other one.
Yeah, that was on me.
Okay, no,
Dang
okay,
it.
cool. I just wanted to clarify that, because...
Yeah,
Good catch.
sorry. So she continues that if a nimble right creates another nimble right, and then that one creates another one, and that one creates another one, They could multiply faster than rabbits. We could have a serious problem on our hands before we even knew it.
Nim,
She's
could that one make another one?
and Nim kind of looks down, lowers its head, and nods quietly.
Look, maybe get him a roommate or something, because that seems like it's a real problem.
We'll have to tend to Nim later, but loneliness is not an excuse for breaking the rules, Nim.
You're grounded, Nim.
That's essentially what's happened here. Valletta tells you guys. She leads you outside at this point, and all these acolytes are carrying all these tools away. Look, if you can provide proof that you've destroyed this other nimble right, I'm willing to offer 250 gold pieces
Hmm.
Total or each?
total.
Excellent.
I need evidence it's been destroyed, though.
A head or an arm?
Preferably the entire thing, but we'll take what we can get.
I want to watch Nim when that's said.
Well, we
Does
need.
he seem like
She
horrified at it?
she waits until he's out of earshot.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
With that being said, we need a little bit more information. What are these things made of?
Honestly, the construction of a nimble right beyond my understanding. I know there's
Yes, but you must know the materials that were at Nim's disposal.
well, just, we have everything you can imagine here. There's all sorts of copper tubing and steel plates, iron.
So
Just
steel,
we have mithril. We have
mithril.
some.
If you're about
They
to tell me that this thing is made out of adamantium,
no,
we're gonna have a problem.
no. I don't believe so. As far as I'm aware, there's no adamantium involved.
Alright, so the strongest material we can think of right now is mithril then.
That's what we have available. I don't know that there actually isn't any mithril involved in the creation of a nimble right. As I said, no one here has ever tried to make one.
Well, look at him. He's clearly made of a metal.
He is. It is. She never refers to it as he. She says it.
Okay, well, it's clearly made of a metal. Then perhaps steel? Copper?
Definitely steel. Definitely copper.
Well, if this thing is as hostile as it potentially could be, we might not be able to bring the whole thing back because it might be destroyed. I mean, I will be utilizing magic in the combat, but we'll do our best to bring what we can back. Um, is there any information you can give us regarding a weakness? Perhaps a way to disable the magic involved? Or just disable it in general?
Well, so far as I know, there's no way to frighten one. Poison won't work against any construct that I know of.
Correct.
I would wager that any sort of non-magical weapons would have little effect on one.
Oh, okay. So it's magically bolstered.
I
So
do know.
no
He's
dispel
a
would work.
fantastic being.
Let's see. I can also tell you that the
Probably
weapon,
not.
their weapon is magical. The one that Nim has, or rather, a weapon that it uses is magical through it. It doesn't have magical weapons itself.
I see. Interesting.
I also
No
believe that
sort of magic dispel will affect it.
I believe that they are resistant to magical effects of any sort.
I
I
suppose
see.
that does include dispel. I don't know much, but okay. Um,
I can also tell you that they are quite sure-footed. They, you're unlikely to knock it on its back.
so a question about the tool: is it just always on?
Oh no, there's a button on it.
So, Bert, you're gonna have to walk around holding that button.
Indeed.
Can we tape it down? Can we invent tape and tape it
It's
down?
more like a switch that he can turn on and off.
Oh, okay. So you turn it on and put it in your pocket.
I suppose, yes.
Is there
I
a
flick it.
battery? Should we invent batteries and make sure we have some extras? Sorry.
A magic-y. The batter magic, magic, magic battery, whatever.
You know what?
Like a magical jar.
You can tell
Nice.
I'm trying to be somber because this is the first time we've tried doing wordplay the entire episode. That is not like us at all.
It's tricky.
All right. Okay. Is there anything else?
Um,
Oscar, what do you think
nothing's
about
coming
a
to mind.
machine making more machines?
That makes sense. Parts of the city end up making parts of the city.
That's true enough. Oh.
Would it need a forge of some kind?
Valletta will chime in that it would probably need some kind of workshop to create another one.
Wow, that's a very good question. Okay, so yeah, of course, it couldn't just make one. It would need somewhere to be.
Workshop guild might point us in the right.
You're pretty much in that.
Right. So
The high horse of wonders. Is there like a super secret basement somewhere? There.
They have all sorts of different places in here. There's places filled with workshops and tables full of just all sorts of crazy stuff. There's when you guys get downstairs, there's a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower. There's a wooden flying machine that has wings that flap. There's a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle. It's got a brass plate affixed to the display that reads Big Belchy, sank in Deepwater Harbor. There's a functional waking helmet equipped with small articulated metal arms and hands that gently slap the wearer if they fall asleep. And the list goes on. There are all sorts of crazy inventions here. Every now and then you guys will hear just a crash of something where one of the acolytes is showing off some crazy invention that either works or doesn't.
I just want to rewind to when we're on the front porch. We're looking for perhaps maybe some explosives. Well, we have some. Okay, I don't want to be here anymore. They just have explosives. Like offering them. Well, we have some. You want some? Anyways, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. If we don't have a place to start, then we just keep that on as we go about our other tasks. Maybe we'll get a ping somewhere.
I'm only going to say this because of Bart's keen mind.
God,
You guys
that's
do
the
have a
best.
place to start.
Best
You
ever.
guys do have a place to start, and it is, you believe the Stone of Ghost thing, was it all, if it was involved in taking that, it's probably gone to the same place that the guy who took it did. And you guys are aware, that Erstal Floxon, the guy that you were looking for, went to a noble villa, and there's only 100 or so of those in the city. And most of them are in the north and south, or north and sea wards.
That was actually the
So,
first place I wanted to go.
yeah.
We need to go right back to the temple real quick because I need to ask a question. One more question. The Temple of Beauty.
Well,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we can We
We
can do
can-
that.
Yeah, we can go there.
Okay, so I want to just fast forward till we find Ayana one more time. I'm sure
Mhm.
that book is great, and I'm just ruining it for her. But yeah, I walk up and I'm truly sorry, head priestess. One more thing.
Certainly. What is it?
Uh, so there's a man that wait, Nevercut claimed to be a follower of Sunni, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So, have you ever heard the name Nevercut?
No, I can't say I have.
I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to describe. Sorry. I'm going to describe Nevercut to her and see if she's ever seen him or met him before. He
Yeah, you
claimed to
just.
be a friend of Vivi, actually.
Where did I put his pic?
I'm fucking right about this, Drax. I am. I swear to God.
I never said you weren't.
You did, though.
Did I?
You never supported me at the very least.
So you
I
described
didn't
this guy
support you,
to
but I didn't say you were wrong.
Ayana, and I can't say I know him. It's possible he's come through here and I just didn't notice, but
Is it,
I don't.
though, is it possible for you to meet Miss, an avid attendee of the Temple of Beauty? Really?
And when you tell her that he's like this a tailor and that all these things, it's just like the more you talk, it's more like she should know who this is and
Right.
doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And one final question. Do we here amongst our brothers and sisters and heart warders, do we have the capability of enforcing the truth from somebody, like with a magical something?
I I have the ability to cast a zone of truth spell if that's what you mean.
Okay, keep that saved up, please. I may need that from you in the near future.
I'll make sure to prepare it.
Thank you. Okay, well, yeah, that is very, very helpful. Thank you. You can actually see some energy in Todd now. We got some traction. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Bert,
Yes.
we need to find your Harper friends that were looking into the Tailor's Guild.
Agreed. That we must do. Let us go to the yawning portal.
Actually, we let's do we know of like a noble villa that is Nevercaught Villa or something?
As far as you know, there is no never caught noble family.
Oh my god, I'm so right.
Now, hang on.
Ah!
He never claimed he was a noble. No one ever referred to him as my lord or anything like that.
Right,
There was
I know. Okay, so we need to talk to Barnabas and Safe. We need to find out. Sorry, in character. We need to find Mr. Barnabas and Safe. They were in contact with him when he funded the Speak with Dead after the fireball. We need to know if they know where he is. I need to talk to this guy. Bert.
What? I'm sorry.
We need to talk to Barnabas and Safe.
Right, yeah.
Are you falling asleep? Do we need to wrap up?
I think I am. I don't
you
even realize.
you totally are. Damn.
so. I'm just gonna say on your. Let's see. Are you guys going to the yawning portal? Are you going home, or are you searching Noble Villas with the device.
I don't want to walk around town with the device. That doesn't
No,
sound.
no. I mean, have the device on while we're walking around, but I want to find the quickest route to finding this person again.
Well, the quickest way would be to get to. Well, not quickest. The only other way we would know is through the Tailors Guild.
Well, that might also be a lie. I don't think it
And then
is.
if it is, then we have no other leads on him.
Well, Barnabas and Saith were in direct contact with him. I think they would know.
As far as you know, they met him at the time. They had never known him before. Just that he had offered to
Fuck.
pay for the funerals and the Speak with Dead spell.
Some detectives. I'm just kidding. Of course, they had no reason to look into him. Okay, so sounds like our best lead then is the Tailors Guild. Yeah.
Indeed.
He may not be our big bad, but he's definitely important.
Yeah, I don't think he's the head antagonist.
There isn't really, as far as I'm reading this. This is just a race to find the treasure trove. But for Todd, it's finding who murdered his fucking friends.
Which is totally more important.
So,
Yep.
are you guys headed to the Tailors Guild?
No,
Right
to
now?
Drax's Harper contacts that were digging at the guild.
Okay, you'd probably be looking for the Yawning Portal to talk to Matrim then.
Right, that's what I said. We need
Yeah,
to
that
go
is
to
what he
the.
said. Yep.
Do you want me to wrap it up?
See, that's what
or...
I'm saying. I don't see how I fell asleep. I'm following. I'm
so.
not falling asleep. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, blam, Bart, what?
Kai, how about you?
I'd say wrap it up.
All right.
It's probably a good idea.
So we're going to start next time at the Yawning Portal, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just going to show you guys this because I remade it.
You said you lost that entirely, right?
I lost the save file for it. I still have the old one, like a
Oh,
copy of it. But I went ahead and I made a new one. And this one, hopefully all the characters will fit on the tiles, on the squares for. So we will be
Oh, I
picking
see.
up
Okay.
here next time.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just going to go ahead and
Good
put you
stuff.
guys on the thing here.
Oh, crazy. Holy crap, Kason, this sword is awesome.
Seems a little OP.
A little
I don't
opey.
think so.
Little opey.
I did not put... Where's Matrim? I thought I had Matrim. Oh, there he is. He's on the stage. Okay, so that's where we'll pick up next time.
Oh,
All
my
right.
game froze. Did you close it?
I have not closed it.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
I apologize, guys. That did not start off the way I got floundered there at the early start there.
What? With what?
The beginning of the session, I kind of got a little floundered, and we ended up having to backtrack a couple of times.
Oh no, that made
That's
sense to
fine.
me. We were all over the place. That wasn't just you.
Okay.
No worries at all.
Well, we will pick up here
Oh wow.
the 5th, June 5th.
Yes. Yep. Wednesday night. Seems to be working out okay. It still feels crazy how fast the games are going now. It's so awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah. Kind of like how it should be. I'm glad we're back to that.
That that
Right,
honestly
I feel
did
like
not.
we just played.
Yeah, that did not feel like 2.5
Well,
hours.
not obviously we just played. I mean, last week. Feels like it was a lot sooner.